Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to the Sky Network Show, Season 5, Episode 16. Thank you for joining in. We are live. Hello, Richie. I think we can see we cannot see you. We can see something, your OBS basically, your OBS
Once.
camera. So probably you need to change it.
There we go. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Richie. Nice to be here and nice to have you back after uh, last discussion. So, how's it going on your side? It's been a long time.
I know everything's been busy. We've been developing, we've been launching products, we've been updating Evolve, the website, the academy. A lot's been done in a short period of time. I'm glad to be back, glad to talk to the community again, and look forward to today's conversation as well.
Hey, thanks a lot, man, for joining in. Thank you, community members, for taking your time out for the today's Sky Network show. We are at season 5, episode 16, and we keep going. It's been a long time, and we are we have moved from that metamorphosis stage, and now we are gearing towards moving to the next part of the Sky's ecosystem. And like nothing says better than the League of Blockchains, correct, Richie? The way,
100%.
yeah. So, by the way, what do you, Richie? How do you feel about? So, how's it going on your side so far?
Great. So, today I'm going to share with everybody a few updates we have on the Evolve side as well. We always talk about education, how important it is that everyone learns about the tech as well and learns how to navigate this space safely, right? I think one of the critical things that someone can do when they first get into the blockchain space, when they start up a wallet, when they want to buy their first token or coin, that they know how it works, right? And the basic knowledge. You don't have to be an expert, but you should be able to navigate things in a way where you can do it safely. You're not going to run into a major hurdle, right? So Sandeep is showing right now the updated version, our evolved website for Evolve blockchain, where anyone, if you'd like to go there, check out and see all the different functions and the use cases and things that we have at Evolve blockchain. Also, if you sign up and verify your account, you get few rewards. If you join the Telegram group, you get free rewards again. We have what we call the evolving keys, and that's basically a reward system that we have that every month we have a draw for our community members, and you can't buy evolving keys. You can only earn them by participating and being a part of the Evolve ecosystem, right? So you can go there and learn all about Evolve and all the things that we're building and the things that are coming in the near future. Secondly, uh, we can go through this for a little bit, and then I'll share my screen for the academy, and that way we can go through what that looks like and how that works, so that the Sky Army, for those who want to, can go there and learn about crypto. Right, take small, bite-sized courses that are easy to understand, simple, but very powerful when it comes to giving you the tools to navigate this space safely, not run into the majority of mistakes that other people run into, right? Learn from all of our mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes. And you do this in a way that keeps you safe, right? Keeps you secure, keeps your privacy, all the rest. Because all it takes is that one mistake that you feel like this space is against you and it's a scam or whatever, and you're not coming back. You feel like you're going to leave and just walk away from this altogether. And that's not what we want, right? Mass adoption happens when we all grow together, we all succeed together, and we learn from our mistakes. And that means education. That means making sure that we have the tools, like we've built with Evolve here, to do that safely.
Yeah. Let me for sure, Richie. It looks amazing. Yeah. Um, and we
Let me just sign in here so then I can show you what the inside of Evolve Academy looks like. So you're going to connect your wallet. If you don't know how to connect your wallet, there's a tutorial there as well that will show you how to start a new wallet, how to get started, and be able to do that. So if I go to this, we have all these different courses on the bookshelf. There's a beginner level, there's an intermediate, and then there's going to be an expert level that will be out soon. I believe we have 40 courses right now, or just shy of 40. So if you click on one of the courses, we'll just go through what this looks like, a general theme of it. So you can click on the course, It's going to load up your course, and you're going to see the main preview screen. You're going to launch the course. Then you have different modules, right? Lessons on the topic at hand. So for this course, the difference between Web 2 and Web 3, and what that is, and explaining it. So if you go to the first module, at the top you have terms that we use during the course. So these are all things that are talked about, little explanations of what these mean. If you go through and you see one of the highlighted words, that'll also give you a kind of definition of what that term is. And these are important terms in the course itself. For example, like that as well. So you go through all of these modules and all these lessons, right? And at the end, you're going to finish all of these, go through it thoroughly because there's a quiz at the end. I know people don't like tests, but at the end, you're going to get a reward. So make sure you take your time to understand these courses and what the concept that is being taught and how everything works, because it's important. This is something you're going to need in the future, and something that the knowledge you learn from this will help you stay safe when you're navigating the crypto space, right? So you're going to do all of these courses, and then once you're finished, so it'll keep your progress. When you finish one of these courses, the modules, it'll mark it as complete. At the end, you're going to go to a quiz. So this one I've already done, but if I go back to a brand new one, at the end of the course, there's a quiz. So once you've completed all the course content, the lessons, you have to do all of it. You can't skip through it. You can go to the course quiz, and then it's going to let you do a multiple choice, 5 questions, simple and easy. As long as you've done the course and you've done it thoroughly, right? Take your time with it. You should be easily able to pass all of these, and you'll be able to get your evolving key reward. Your first course you finish, you'll also get an Evo coin. And after that, every single course you finish, you're going to get an evolving key, which gives you the ability to have a possible winning key every month. And this is the same key used every single month going forward. So every month we're going to do a giveaway. Every month, every key you hold in your wallet will give you the ability to possibly win something every month going forward. If you go to your hub, which is right here, you can go to your own personal bookshelf, right? This is where you're able to see your progress and the different courses you finished, the badges you've collected, and able to message us as well once you've signed in and you have an account. So this is just another way that we've put together to try to do our best to help educate as many people as possible. The education part of this is so important, so critical to the growth and the success of our ecosystem of blockchain tech in general, right? And it doesn't matter where you learn. It could be on YouTube, it could be on Evolve Academy, it could be on someone else that you know that knows a lot about crypto that explains these things to you. But it is very important that you're able to learn these concepts, right? Like NFTs, what are NFTs? How do they work? What do they mean, right? Bitcoin, the history behind Bitcoin as one of the pioneering blockchains of this whole ecosystem, right? Explorers, how do you use an Explorer, right? How do you go and find the transaction on the Explorer to verify what happened there, right? How do you find a contract for a token on the Explorer, right? How do you even navigate an Explorer? These are all things that you should know so that you can do the most in crypto the safest way possible, right? And this is just a way of us going out of our way to give you a tool, a resource, right, to be successful, right? So we don't have the traditional flaws we have when people start up in the crypto space. They start up, oh, I want to buy this token that I heard from X, Y, and Z. They buy the token, they connect their contract to a malicious app, and now that malicious app wipe out their wallet, right? It's very important to understand what you're doing when you connect your wallet to a DApp and the permissions that you're giving that DApp, right? It could be your success or your demise if you don't know these things. So we're doing everything possible to kind of give you guys all the resources at your fingertips, easy and free. None of this is charged. This is all free. Actually, you're getting paid. You get rewarded to do these courses on top of that. So it's just a way that we've come up with to kind of stimulate or push this space forward in every way we can when it comes to educating the public and making sure we have no reason for anyone to not be able to just quickly, I want to learn about this and learn about it, right? We're in the information age. It's never been so easy to get access to information and resources, especially with AI and the internet in general, right? So we're putting that together in a way that's gamified, I guess. The more courses you do, the more rewards you get, the more chances you have to win things every month. It makes things a little more enticing, I guess, even though everyone should want to learn this in the first place. But this is just our way of doing it, right? And at Evolve, we want to do this for multiple different things so that you don't necessarily have to be a developer to learn about crypto, to launch a token, to launch an NFT, to make a multi-sig wallet, right? And these are just a few use cases that we're building out applications for that you'll see in the future with Evolve in partnership with SCAI and the Ether Authority team, right? We all have a very aligned vision long term of the success of the space and working together, hence League of Blockchains. Um, it's the whole core is to work together, right? Well, a rising tide rises all ships. So us working together with multiple different blockchains, multiple different platforms, multiple different liquidity providers, and the rest, we can achieve a lot more together, united, for the better of the whole space, and everyone can succeed than we are apart, right? I think that's a shared vision across the whole, the companies involved, the different entities that will be a part of League of Blockchains, and our core vision and Evolve and SCAI and Ether Authority and everything else, right? From medical health to access to all these different tools that we're building. There's so much we can't go over it all in one episode. So today we were just focusing on the educational side. What do you think, Sandeep? What do you think about these resources and what the people, the community should do to stay active, engaged, and learn about blockchain tech in general?
Definitely, Richie. First of all, you have built a nice, amazing educational um, academy here, which can be really helpful to everybody who are new. And specifically, whenever the Bitcoin, you know how it is, right? Whereas the prices are fluctuating, more people come in, and when new people comes in, they get bad experience, and once they get the bad experience, they um, like once they get the bad experience, they move on and kind of Richie, give me 1 minute.
Yeah, I completely agree. And with every one of these cycles, the more people get exposed to blockchain, the more people join the ecosystem from different projects. And at that point, it's so important that they come in and are welcome slash educated. Here you go. This is the resources, this is how this works. It's not as complicated as it may seem when you first get into the space. When I first started learning about crypto myself, if it feels overwhelming sometimes. There's so much there, and there's so many different parts of this, and how does it work, and how. And then if you break it down to simple examples, these courses do a great job of breaking down complex um, studies and concepts and making them very understandable, using analogies, right, to kind of compare that to things we have in our life already so that someone can get, okay, that's not that complicated, it makes sense. And that way they can learn these concepts. These courses are not meant to be like university courses. These are meant to be small bite-sized courses going over a basic development or basic explanation of a beginner's course for that topic, right? The expert courses will be a little more complicated and a lot longer than the other ones, and that will come up in the future. But for beginner intermediary, it's just getting you through the door, right? It's giving you the basic starting point knowledge so that you're not going to first you understand the concepts and what these things are: an NFT, a token, a blockchain, right? Consensuses, stuff like that seem like very complicated off the bat. But when they're explained in a way that's very easy for someone to understand with analogies and explanations and all that, we can break those down into bite-sized pieces. You're not going to learn this all in one day, right? If you did a course every week, in a few months, you're going to be knowledgeable, right? You're going to be able to navigate this space pretty well. And at that point, you can invest in tokens, buy NFTs, and know how to keep yourself safe from connecting those to malicious acts or dApps, sorry, from making mistakes that a lot of us have made in the past and learned from, right? We don't want you to repeat our mistakes. We have to make new mistakes and solve those, right? So, yeah, it's resources. It's us working towards a common goal that starts with education, starts with you understanding how this works, and that way you put yourself in the best position possible to succeed in the blockchain space. And when that happens, the whole space as a whole grows, right? That's when we achieve mass adoption. It's when it's so simple that anyone from young to old can come into this ecosystem and participate and use it for its trustlessness, immutability, DeFi, etc. Right? And not have that, hey, this is scary. More like, hey, I just had to learn how to use a platform, right? We all had a phone before we went from regular phones to the smartphones. It seemed complicated at first, and now every single person uses a smartphone, and you basically have a smart supercomputer compared to what we had before in your hands, right? And you're able to use AI to find out things like, if I have a question in my mind, I can on my phone use my resources or internet or AI to find out exactly the answer to those questions in seconds, right? The ability to get access to information has never been so easy as it is today, and that's only going to get easier with time as the tech develops. So our job now is to make it as simple and easy for the user with UI, with workflows that are simple and not complex at all, to walk in there and be able to take this information, understand it, and then learn from it and move on, right? That's one of the key infrastructure and goals we have at Evolve when it comes to education. Make things so simple that anyone from your grandson to your grandmother can learn about this tech and use it for its strengths, right? Because in my mind, there's no situation where blockchain isn't here in the next 30, 40, 50 years. It's going to be incorporated. We're seeing that happening all over the world. So it's time to learn about this and get involved is now, right? Time was yesterday. What's the saying? Best time was yesterday. Next best time is today, and the next best time is tomorrow, right? Um, so that mentality, get involved, learn, put yourself in a position to be successful, right? And that comes from you investing in your future, which is learning and the educational side of this.
Definitely, Richie. You really put it very well. And sorry for the interruption which I had. It's amazing the way the industry is evolving. You know what happened. So today is 18th, and from last 28th till this week, people know how fast things changes, and you know, nothing is certain. But
Exactly.
um, again, this will create new, um, let's say, for example, new formulas. Basically, every time anything which happens, it changes a lot of things. And here you can see, wow, this is good, right? See,
Yeah, the level of
yeah,
the team knocked this one out of the park. Um,
definitely.
we've evolved the Evolve website.
Exactly. And see, that's progress, right? This is what fourth version, third or fourth version of the Evolve website we have, right? Or maybe more, most probably more. But see, that's and like every time I say this, that our job is to keep building. It's a daily progress. It's not something which will be happen overnight. It is a grind. It is a real work. If we want to do the fake, just rug pull, we would have done it a long time back, right? It's not something we are looking. We are not in that zone, and that is what really matters. Um, the crypto projects like Web3 ecosystem specifically, it's not just about the fundamentals, but it's all about executions as well. Also, it is same as any other business. Okay, if you think that the crypto businesses or Web3 businesses are not the real businesses, then you are thinking it differently. But if you take it seriously, and if you think of it as a serious real business, and then it has its own lifespan, it has its own pros, its own cons. But one thing for sure, every time it definitely involves the keep building part, because until unless the project does not keep building, it is never going to reach there,
You're
right?
either growing or diminishing, one or the other. Nothing ever stays exactly the same. Everything always changes.
Correct.
So if you're not working towards improving and innovating, nothing ever is started and is perfect and you're done, right? It's a constant development. It's a constant adding, tweaking, perfecting, iterations after iterations after iterations, right? That's something we have to accept, even as humanity. us as a society, we're constantly evolving over time, right? Nothing ever stays the same, right? You're always getting older and older and older. Something's always changing, right?
Mm,
Sometimes it's like, oh, my back hurts more when I play ball hockey, for example, right? But
mm,
other things, it's like we can take the tools and resources we have accessible to us, and the
mm,
things we're able to do with these tools are outstanding. They're amazing because we're able to, with lower, a lot less effort and time, right, create, develop, and produce products that change the way we work, change the way we look at life and interact with each other, and build dApps and software and everything else in a way that we can be so much more efficient than we've ever been as a society. So we're able to now, from start to finish, produce things that would have been done in months, in weeks, right?
correct.
It's outstanding. It's actually it should, AI and the technology we have accessible. I get surprised every few weeks. I'll get one of those like, holy crap, how did we do that? How amazing is it that we're able to do this and create these animated backgrounds and interconnected stuff, and like UI experiences unlike anything we've had before in the past, right? One of a kind type things. And this is only going to get better. So I'm so optimistic for the next 10, 20, 30 years and what we're going to see developed and built. It's outstanding. It really is. I'm very curious and excited to see where we go with this, and excited to see where SCAI and Evolve take this, because our constant development, our constant evolution is going to put us in the forefront, right? We'll be the tip of the spear, and we will build out use cases and solutions to our everyday problems that we have, to fix them, to literally give us a decentralized solution to all these. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm truly excited to see what happens in this next little period, from next this year coming up into the next 10, 20, 30 years down the line. And I'm glad to have every single one of you guys, the community members, the Evolve community, the SCAI community, with us on this journey, because that's what it is, right? It's the constant journey. We're growing together as a community. We're expanding. We're building. We're making solutions to our own problems, solving them using the tech we have already available to us, and the new tech that's going to be available to us in the future, right? We have so much that we're working on in the back end. I can't wait to share all of it with everybody else as soon as we're ready to bring those to the public. But the team behind this, the SCAI team, the Evolve team, the effort that's been put into all this is outstanding. It really is. I can't thank everyone that's been involved enough for the hours and hours, not even hours, days and months of dedicated work, and behind the vision, behind what we're building and how things work, and innovating and making everything better as we can. When we see something that needs changing, we change it, right? We're not in that mentality where it's like everything's perfect. No, nothing's perfect. There's always something that can be a little bit better, right? We can always improve. We can always, even in ourselves, in daily life, we can improve ourselves. Yeah, it's great. It really is.
Yeah, and even I think like so many times it has happened that like more than the success, or like the success of the projects in terms of the price fluctuation or the money, I personally see that the strength of the project comes from the team, the community, the loyalty of the community. Because see, this is also true that it's not just the success in which the community will participate. These are the failures in which also the community participates.
Yeah,
And with the secure chain journey, we have seen that, and we have came through that, and that really shows the real strength of the project. It's not just about creating or building something, but it's about sustaining and operating it. Correct.
I completely agree. When a lot of people think that a price of a coin, Bitcoin's price is a success, right? Ethereum's price is a success, but it's not. The
Correct.
the blockchain, the community that Ethereum made, the people that build on Ethereum lead to the success of Ethereum. If Ethereum just had its own blockchain and no one built anything on it, it would not have the mass adoption it has today, right? The community that builds around your project, for SCAI, for Evolve, you, the community members, are our success. The tech is the important part. How the blockchain works, what it gives you the tools to do with it, is important. The price, yes, the price is going to go up and down, and it's going to be speculative, and it's going to go up some days by tens of percent, it's going down some days by tens of percent. that does not diminish the value of the blockchain tech and the network effect that it has in the community behind it. That is the actual value, the use cases that are built on that tech, right? That's the true value of these blockchains, not the price went up by 20% today. Great, that's nice to have. And I get it. There's the financial part of all of this. We understand that. But the ability to make immutable, decentralized medical records for you, and that you can access and control all of it yourself and give access to someone else, that is so much more important than the price of a coin, right? The ability to have access to a building anywhere in the world, that is so much more important than the price of a coin, right? Ultimately, that does drive value, which then reflects in the price eventually, right? And we'll never talk about price when it comes to Evolve or SCAI because we are not financial advisors and the rest. So you have to do your own research there. But at the same time, we have to understand that we make so much hype about a USD price associated with a token or an NFT or a coin, but the value behind these is not that. The value behind this is the community behind these networks, is the use cases and the tools and the dApps and the DEXs and swaps that are built on these networks, right? That brings value. That is real value there. That's what's going to sustain it long term, not because someone decides to pump a price of a token up and then dump it shortly after, right? That's not real value. That's perceived value. That's inflated value, right? Long-term value and success only happens when the community is active and participates and builds and innovates. We're human beings. We're innovative as a species, right? We want you to innovate. We want you to come up with ideas and solve problems with this tech, not just trade it back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think
Regarding
that
that, also, Richie, I would like to add one point that yeah, last week we like decided like we announced developer grants, and from
amazing.
this week they are going to be so basically upcoming week we are starting the distribution of those grants. Okay, in that developer grants, what we have got is we have hired three developers. Okay, who will work on it full time. uh, but the projects are not owned by the team or by the any like we are not going to be the part of it. We will be only the builders, because right now, as you say, right, with the help of AI, many things are have become possible. So people can already realize their dream. For that, they don't need a developer. They need a developer when the time comes from moving it from just like
Idea to deployment, yes.
get the point. So we are going to be helping people. There are a couple of community members who has built several things. There is one community member who has built a wallet called the Safe Wallet. Then there is a community member who has built different mining applications. There is a community member who has built so many things. So like we have like 7 to 8 different community members who have built different projects with the help of AI by themselves. Okay,
Amazing.
uh, each in the different phase of the project for sure. Some are in the idea, some are in the the build the like front end, some are just at the white paper. But all in all, it's progress, guys, and we are allocating developers to them, so there is a very good chance that they are going to come live.
Yeah, and supporting each other too, right? Having the ability as a company, as a foundation, as a blockchain to support these concepts, right? Everything starts off as an idea, but then it takes a lot of work, determination, and the ability to take that concept and make it into a reality. With the tools available to us already, it's never been so easy to take a concept or idea and make an MVP of it, and then get others to join you, right? In that long-term vision, that success, etc. Right. So I commend you guys. That's amazing. That's where we succeed is when we work together, when we support each other to build these use cases and these ideas to further the space, to build it, to grow it, to achieve a mutual success. Right. We all succeed. A rising tide rises all ships. So if we work together, there's a lot more we can achieve than when we work apart. Right. This whole your team's better, my team doesn't work anymore. It's we are better together than apart. So that's a great concept. I'm glad to hear it. I look forward to seeing all the new apps and ideas that come out from there.
Definitely, Chief. Thank you very much. And I think that will be it for today because we are running a little bit low on time. So I would love to let the community members know that wishing every one of you a very happy weekend and a productive week ahead. But unfortunately, we will have to, this is the right time and this is the right animation where I think the show makes sense to end. It is let's always, and also this is a good thing, right? Always end the show on the high note. Okay, and this is the
100%.
high note. What do you
Completely
say?
agree. Yeah, 1,000%. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I look forward to the next show in the future. And any questions you may have, take a look, learn, educate, take these resources that we built for you and use them, right? Take advantage of them. They're all free. And thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate this community. I appreciate everything. Thank you, Sandy, for having me join you again. And till next time, everyone.
Until next time, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. We'll see you next Saturday, 2 p.m. UTC sharp. Looking forward to it. Have a great day. Bye.
Take care. Bye.